Welcome to episode 323. I was about to say 233. It is episode 323 of the UFO Buster Radio News Report. And no, I am not driving under the influence or driving on a passenger side with pareidolia Pete anywhere. Oh, I can't even concentrate. Bugs is behind me right now, curled up on his bed, and he is snoring so loud. You've got to hear that. Hold on. There he goes again. He sounds like an outboard motor just got stuck into the body of a Boston Terrier. It is amazing, to be honest. I'm not going to complain, because sometimes we do get into a competition. And we, it's like dueling snoring. But I'm not even going to talk about that. I don't want to put any certifications on anything. Again, this is UFO Buster Radio. I am Manny, your host, and we are going to talk about some stuff that's happening in the world of UFOs. And good old Mr. UFO Hunter, yeah, he's going to sit in the background and grind, I don't know what the fuck he's grinding. Whatever it is, it's hardcore. I don't know if it's inside his nose or it's in his throat. But, fuck, he sounds like a jackhammer back here. Thanks a lot, Bugs. You're about to fuck up this episode. The episode is brought to you by snoring dogs and the people that love them. Wow. It was a good episode yesterday. We talked about Tyler Glockner and Security Team 10. And pareidolia Pete driving him around and getting caught by the MIB. A little bit of probing going on, and recently him posting a tweet saying that he was set up. Thanks, Bugs. You really can't, shit. I really have to hold on to my, to what I said, my affirmation that that's just a load of bullshit. And it is what it is. If you want to blame fairies because you bent over one time too many, that's your problem. You know, the unicorn got loose, get the rainbows. They blinded me and I got probed. That's your situation, buddy. It has nothing to do with the facts of ufology. Any channel you might be a creator on and the information you share with the peoples. But, if it works, whatever. I could see him. I could see him finding a lot of people to follow him now just because he's a victim. Because victims do that all the time, right? They get hundreds of thousands of people to follow them because they want to protect them from what eventually is themselves. Yeah. It is what it is. I'm not going to continue to talk about it because it's depressing. I do know that there's a lot of folks out there who are putting out really hateful videos about Security Team 10 and Miss Daisy. And they're not happy about it. But, it is what it is. The signs were there, and that's what we're left with. And the people that suck up all his nonsense, guess what? You have to support him. Don't be a turncoat. Just be there for the madness. I did see in one post that somebody said that he actually posted a video today, but I just don't feel like paying any mind to Tyler Glockner and his alcoholic ways. I mean, mind you, like I said, today I sat down, had myself some pretty nice champagne, right before I started the podcast, but I'm not out there driving. I'm not out there getting chased by the MIB and the noisy cricket. That's its problem. Let him figure that shit out. We're going to move on because there's another, a.k.a. god of ufology, that's talking shit right now. And talking shit about someone that we all know. Right?
Not good. Believe me, not good.
Yeah, it's not good. You can't be blaming people in politics for disclosure or lack thereof. I think everyone who has some gonads or really knows what disclosure means has come to accept the fact that the government is not going to be part of that. It's not. And if it is, it's because somebody else is controlling it. Yeah. Not your fucking elected officials. They don't give two fucks about it. And tell us that all the time. All the time. And then the other story has to do with some mysterious things that are going down over the skies of Colorado. And I just happened to come across this by mistake. And man, when I tell you, most of the folks you would think would chime in about UFOs have chimed in on this already. But by and large, a lot of people don't even know about this story. And it's happening right now. Swarms of UFOs over the skies of Colorado. That's coming up next. And in the meantime, I can't explain either fucking article, to be honest. So that's going to be our first song that we're going to kick off this Sunday night with. I do got to make it short. I mean, I'm a blue-collar guy. I got to go to work tomorrow morning. Colorado, you guys are out there. I know you're listening because you're in my data. Come on. Somebody out there's got to tell me what the hell is going on in Colorado. What is this? The last few weeks, there's been swarms of UFOs. Now, people are saying that these are drones. They've been identified as... Are they really identified? Come on. Tell me. Just let me know. They've been identified as drones. And here's the description. Because to me, these drones, the way they're being described, are military drones. Because the normal Tom, Dick, and Harry don't have 6-foot drones. Yeah, 6-foot wingspan to be exact. 30 drones, up to 30 drones that are cruising above Colorado and have actually made it into a neighboring state, flying in grid formations. Well, normally as a regular Joe, why would I be worried about this? Come on. Everyone goes around with a DJI drone or those little Maverick or something like that, but those bitches don't have a 6-foot wingspan. And who can afford to have 30 of those drones? Those things are expensive as fuck. But the people that you would think would afford those are saying, no, it's not them. They are not the culprits. They have no idea what the hell's going on. And people are being advised not to take action in Colorado. Interesting. Cops warn mystery swarm of up to 30 drones with a 6-foot wingspan that they are spreading across the states and could come on, clean your mind up, Moonraker. Clean your mind up. And could pose a danger to planes, but tell residents not to shoot them down. That's the article that came out of the Daily Mail .uk. So you're thinking, come on, this come from the UK. They're trying to fuck up our news. That's not really what's happening. Well, let me tell you who else reported this, just in case you guys are wondering. A website called Drone Life, because fuck, they know about drones. Another website some of you might know or heard of in the past or whatever, called Newsweek.com. Also, the WOWT. I don't know what the fuck they are. I guess it's a Western Nebraska thingy. Gizmodo. Also, the Denver Post. And the list goes on and on. So here's some things you want to know in case you're in Colorado or over hanging out, touching up, budding up, getting all sexy with Colorado from Nebraska. Dozens of giant drones with at least 6-foot wingspan have now been spotted in 5 counties in Colorado and 1 county in neighboring Nebraska. Law enforcement agencies in all 6 jurisdictions say the drones usually take to the skies between 6 and 10 p.m. Yeah, one Colorado resident who was not smoking weed said that he spotted the 30 large drones all at one time. Come on, buddy. For real, you were you were doing something to have you see 30 fucking drones with 6-foot wingspans. Come on, stop it. Stop lying to me and you. The size and sheer number of the flying objects appear to rule out a hobbyist. Fuck, are you serious? Listen, if that's a hobbyist, I wouldn't know who the hell that is. It's got a shitload of money. But the Federal Aviation Authority, they're saying they have no information on the drones, so they're clueless. Law enforcement, clueless. FAA, clueless. Well, who does that leave? If you're not a hobbyist with a shitload of drones, 6-foot drones, 30 of them, you couldn't even, in a normal household, you couldn't park that shit anywhere. You couldn't even fit them in the garage. Just be honest about that. The Air Force and DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency, both say that the drones do not belong to them. Well, fuck. Who the fuck is left? Who else would have 36-foot drones flying over Colorado? Military says no. Drug enforcement says no. Cops say no. Who the hell is left? Well, conspiracy theories say that the situation either belonged to the Mexican drug cartel or aliens. What do you think? What in the flying fucktard is happening in Colorado right now? And why would the Mexican drug cartels, how the fuck would they be able to get over the border 30 gigantic ass fucking drones in order to fly grid formations over 6 different counties in 2 different states? I'm sorry, but I really would have to rule out the cartels for this one. It is crazy. The article for Newsweek says police unable to explain bands of mysterious drones flying over Colorado. And here's a quote from Phillips County Sheriff Thomas Elliott. And this is what he told the Denver Post. They do not seem to be malicious. They don't seem to be doing anything that would indicate criminal activity. So who the fuck would think that they're the cartel? Thomas needs to go back to school. They've been doing a grid search, a grid pattern. They fly one square and then they fly another square. So if your ass, who is the law, basically, why the fuck you ain't do something about this? I mean, you're literally telling us what the fuck they're doing. Are you sitting there with a box of donuts and some coffee just watching the damn drones? You can't write this stuff sometimes. I mean, come on. What? It's like somebody should have just been in the background telling me, don't say nothing. No. We had Krispy Kreme that day. That's why you feel so out of sorts. No, it was a sugar high. We didn't see anything. Nothing at all. Authorities suspect the drones may have been deployed by an unknown private company. Mapping the area is one possible explanation for the activity. The number of drones and their size make it unlikely, again, to be flown by any hobbyist. No fucking hobbyist can fit that shit in his house. That's all I'm saying. Now, Gizmodo says that the same sheriff, Phillip County Sheriff Thomas Elliott, he says that the drones were about 200 to 300 feet in the air, and they were mapping out this square, situation. But then he says he estimated the drones were cruising at about 30 to 40 miles per hour. Again, what the fuck was he doing? Like, literally, you've got all these drone situations happening over the last few weeks, and he's fucking sitting there popping donut holes. That's literally what it sounds like to me. What the fuck is wrong with this? What the fuck is wrong with all these drones? By the way, we have Dr. Green, Zachariah Guter in the chat box. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Let me just scroll through here. They're saying, Guter says, coke smuggling drones. Well, apparently this cop had a bunch of that coke just fall on his ass. Basically snorted that shit up while he sat there and watched them. So I could explain why maybe we should not shoot the drones in Colorado, because it's become part of the hobbyist portion of being a sheriff in Colorado. Fuck me. Now that's a lot of fucking drones. Let's be honest. That is a significant amount of not tiny drones, but significant size in drones. No small drones here. So could it be aliens? I don't know. If Sheriff Dunkin' Donut was able to describe how far up they were and the fact that they were drones, they probably are not from 4.2 far, 3.8 billion light years away. But as of this date, right now, they are basically completely and totally a UFO or a UAP or whatever the fuck they call these things these days. Because no one knows what they are other than they are running rampant over 5 counties. Sad state of affairs, I think, for Captain Cocaine and his, sugar high deputies with the donut holes and stuff. It is a very strange situation. There are articles. I have a link to all the articles, basically, that I just named. They're in the description for you. Take a look at those. And let me tell you, I was just as surprised. I actually came across the article initially from an alert that I got from starsandstripes.com. And that is a military website that talks about military things. And this was a concern that was posted on there. So we've got problems. We've got problems in Colorado. And apparently no one can do shit about it, but just sit there and watch it while they're having some nice hot chocolate and a couple of, what do they call them things? The crow nuts? Yeah, it's a bunch of nuts out there too. Truly, of course. Check out this one. This next article is going to be quite fascinating. And it really, whenever I see this, and I thought this guy would just shut it. But apparently not in the least bit. But I would picture him sitting in like a bathhouse or something like that, butt naked in a hot tub with John Podesta holding more than just hands, trying to console each other over the fact that Hillary lost, and apparently because of that, there's no disclosure. The story that was reported recently, thanks to folks that give two flying fucks about it, is this alien and UFO phenomena. It's late, folks. Let me just restart that. 1 and 2. Alien and UFO phenomena will get full disclosure in 2020 if Trump goes. I'm sorry, but I don't understand what Trump being in office has to do with disclosure. Not one bit.
China.
I mean, for real. I mean, the only people who should be afraid about him being in office is,
China.
I mean, the guys that say we have man-Chinas. I've got a man-China right now. I'm going to be honest about it. Don't you? Even the guys in the chat box, they got man-Chinas. It's better than the opposite. Not saying man vaginas or ginas. I'm saying man Chinas. We all got man
China.
So it's okay. Live it. According to Stephen Bassett, which is the person that we're talking about, according to him, full disclosure will happen the moment that Donald Trump leaves office. Are you serious? I don't understand why he wants to politicize disclosure. Because no matter who the fuck is in office, if I traveled from 8 billion light years away, I don't give two fucks who is sitting there in the Oval Office. I mean, we've all seen Independence Day. Haven't we? Or is Donald Trump that powerful, Stephen Bassett? Is he that powerful that he's keeping disclosure from happening? I'm sorry, but you've had one too many of those Alzheimer pills. And this is sad. It's sad what you're saying. This actually came from the dailystar.uk. And that's what he's saying. He believes that in 2020, we will have disclosure the moment that Donald Trump leaves office. He is the main reason why we were not able to fully enjoy a good probing of disclosure from government officials. I can't even imagine how he would think that, or anyone else to really for that matter. But the thing is that Stephen Bassett, as soon as Trump won, probably a few months later, he came out and said that because Hillary Clinton did not win, that that ruined disclosure for the world. Because she was determined to go in and figure shit out just like Bill did. The only thing that Bill figured out had nothing to do with UFOs, more cigars and other things that they can be used for. So I'd imagine that that would not have brought disclosure for anyone. Stephen Bassett, who of course set up the Paradigm Research Group back in '96, continues to lobby the truth embargo, whatever the fuck that may be, and wants it to be lifted. And he told the Daily Star Online that if it wasn't for Donald Trump being elected in 2017, we would have already been living in a post-disclosure world. Oh, Stephen, jeez. You need to go back with Podesta back into that bathhouse and stroke each other until one of you figures out what disclosure really is. Because I don't think either one of you knows it. He says, though, 2020 is going to be what's going to go down thanks to things that have been happening as of late. And he quotes To the Stars Academy's release of those videos from the Department of Defense. And he believes that the moment that Trump is done with, that Trump is out of the picture, that interest in extraterrestrials and To the Stars Academy will explode like never before. I mean, not even an explosion like he experiences with Podesta in his bathhouse. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. Something's wrong there. And you can't trust a guy who, and I mean, this is really all about Podesta, who uses the word password for his password there. So both of you guys are just, I don't know, you're fucked up in the head as far as I'm concerned. It has nothing to do with Trump. Yeah, I mean, Trump is not that powerful that he's going to stop disclosure. And it feels like, I don't know, I feel like I repeat myself a lot when it comes to that. The people that you see in your politics, in your government, those are the people up front. Those are the faces of something that's deeper and darker happening in the government. And trust me, the face that you see in the top office is just a face. Even if you take away the conspiracies of aliens and all that kind of shit, take that shit away. Just take it away, stick it in your back pocket. Even if you take that away, you know, there is no fucking body that is prepared to take that office on day one. There is nothing you can do to prepare you to be almighty, superhuman, and powerful when you become the president of the United States. You really need, a good 2-3 years to warm up to that shit and figure out what the fuck you're doing. And if you are a one-term president, well, that last year, you don't even give a fuck. It's like going to work the week before you go on vacation. It's like, I ain't doing shit. That's what happens that fourth year, but it took you 3 fucking years to figure it out. So there's no way. There is just no way that these presidents have any power over disclosure. But it would take someone who's, fighting Alzheimer's and stroking people like Podesta inside of bathhouses to really think that, right? Because apparently Podesta's not that satisfying. Now is he, Stephen? So we have to bring that out. That's the shit that's going around now. So he's probably sitting around, with his bag of Cheetos and some cream soda, waiting for Trump to get the boot in order for him to go back out there and start lobbying. And the thing is, he could lobby the fuck out of anything he wants. Trump's not going to stop him from lobbying. Are you serious? But that's jeez. Big O used to hate this guy for the longest. He really did. Completely did. He could give two shits about Stephen Bassett, who has made a career out of going up there and trying to change the minds of Washington as to what was happening with the UFO situation. Creeman says that they tend to send messages. Look at JFK and Reagan. Listen, here's the deal. I even in those cases, maybe JFK might have pushed the right buttons, but I don't know. I just don't see anyone pushing the buttons to the point at that level to where people in the secret part of the government that might have any information about aliens or anything else would be able to push back. It wouldn't matter because you're just there for a term. Nobody gives a fuck about what you think. Trust me. You're not there long enough. Not there long enough to make an issue out of anything. That's the truth of the matter. So anyone that thinks that aliens is killing off presidents and vice presidents and shit like that, no. Now, could it kill off like some poor little Poindexter who is part of a government office that thinks he can get away with shit? Oh, yeah. We'll kill those fuckers off all the time. I mean, who are they? They're nobody. Zero. But Podesta has a plan. That plan includes getting rid of Trump. He's going to love it. I'm sorry, Stephen Bassett. And Podesta's probably thinking the same thing. Come on. I guarantee you, we will probably see him come the fall of 2020, or even the spring, because they get on early. We might see him in his name being touted around when that next election comes to fruition. And Podesta might be in there. Hopefully he's learned his lesson about his password, and the Russians don't think that they can get in there and just take care of things. It is what it is, to be honest. Not much we can say about that. This is the episode for today. I think the guys in the chat box live, they've got all kind of conspiracies going on there right now. I mean, they're throwing Eisenhower into it, Area 51, and you can throw in the Air Force, how it started, and how it just happened to be soon after one of the most talked about issues in when it comes to aliens and UFO crashes, aka Roswell. There's a lot of things we can talk about when it comes to that kind of stuff, but we're here today, not in the 40s. We're here today. I thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys tune in again tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out if I need to have a really huge episode New Year's Eve. Well, we'll see. Arno will be there, of course, because he can't help himself.
China.
He can't at all. That's right. And so will Trump.
We will make America great again.
And that we will, even if you get fucking booted. Ciao, y'all.